Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Delta Entertainment. I am your host, Lico Kenobi. And before we get started, I'd like you guys please hit that like button. Please subscribe to my channel. Would appreciate that very, very much. All right, let's get into this. I am a little tired this morning because I did wake up too dang early, which I was hoping to sleep a little later. But I'm up and I'm here to start doing some videos. So we got an article that came out yet last night. And these are articles that I'll be doing from last night, by the way. And I did my if you saw I did my review on Andor late early morning, which was like at 2 in the morning. So if you guys watched the video, I do appreciate that. If you did it, it's all right. It's fine. But let's get into this next topic. Warner Brothers Games revenue plummets 48% in quarter one as fallout from Sweet Baby Inc. failure continues. Monolith closed, executives ousted, and no new games in sight. So right now, game studios are in a hurt. They are in a hurt due to Sweet Baby Inc. Due to these companies falling for the woke mob and letting Sweet Baby Inc. touch their beloved games. What they do is they try to influence companies to try to throw in their woke DEI ideology, political nonsenses in games. Video games are about entertainment. They are about escaping reality, bro. And of course, what they did was they just ended up ruining every good game that we had out there, bro. You had Star Wars. You had Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. What else did we had? Alan Wake was another game. People criticized Spider-Man 2. There was a couple of criticizing in God of War 2, God of War Ragnarok, which I enjoyed, but there was one race swap change, but and I understand. And there were many others, man. There were many others that was disappointment. Forspoken was another one. Forspoken was another game that not only the game got canceled, but the studio got canceled as well. So, like I said, dude, if companies like this keep getting influenced by Sweet Baby Inc., they're gonna get ruined. So let's read this article, and you guys let me know what you guys think. The crisis inside Warner Brothers Games has reached new depths in its quarter one financial report. Warner Brothers Discovery confirmed a staggering 48% decline in revenue from WB Games, citing a lack of new release and the long shadow of last year's disaster Sweet Baby 8 collab with Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. What began as a major gamble on a live service superhero title has now ripped across the entire company, costing executives their jobs, shuttering long-standing studios, and calling into question the company's future in gaming. I mean, take what happened with Dragon Age Veilguard. That game was a complete disaster, and and then you had employees lose their jobs for it. EA is hurting a lot, bro. EA is hurting a lot. And I said, man, and I've said this before, and many others have said this. Whatever Sweet Baby Inc. touches, it will go into ruin. And companies need to understand this right now. A collapse years in the making. The SSKTJL, the failed live service rock game from Rocksteady Studios, continues to drag Warner Brothers down. The Warner Brothers game and Rocksteady, titled Sweet Baby Inc., the title reportedly lost the company $200 million, and with the narrative direction steered heavily by Sweet Baby Inc., it was widely panned by fans and critics alike for its weak gameplay, divisive storytelling, and baffling treatment of iconic DC heroes. Yeah, Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. Yeah, like I said, dude. I mean, what they did to Kevin Conroy's Batman, They made it so bad, bro. I mean, they put this game continuing Arkham Knight, which they should have done was they should have made this game in a total different universe outside of that, but they didn't, and that pissed a lot of people off, bro. That pissed a lot of people off. So I tell you, man, what a disappointment this game was, bro. Sweet Baby Inc., known for its narrative consulting services, is becoming lightning rod in the industry. Projects influenced by Sweet Baby Inc., such as Unknown Nine, Awakening of the South of Midnight, Unknown Nine, Awakening, South of Midnight, and more, have seen commercial failures and widespread backlash. See, they create Sweet Baby Inc., they created these other games, Unknown Nine and South of Midnight. No one didn't even try playing this game. Barely a few people played it, and it sucked. The player count was terrible. You know? Sweet Baby Inc. involvement in the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is increasingly viewed as a critical mistake by Warner Bros. Games leadership, and one that continues to haunt the studio's reputation and bottom line. Wonder Woman game that never was. In response to mounting losses, Warner Bros. Games implemented a sweeping restructuring plan earlier this year. The fallout included the cancellation of a highly anticipated Wonder Woman game and the permanent closure of Monolith Productions. Monolith Productions, the company that created Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War, they got closed as well. And those two were very good games, and I enjoyed those games very much, man. And like I said, dude, they made so many mistakes, man. Warner Brothers made too many mistakes. They should have never gotten involved with it, bro. Wonder Woman was slated to be a groundbreaking open world title featuring procedurally generated storytelling through the Nemesis system with visuals that impressed early fans and hopes of exploring the mythos of Diana Prince's world in depth. The project represented one of the few bright spots on Warner Brothers games. Future Slate. Its cancellation, along with Monolith's shuttering, was seen by many as an act of desperation, cutting potential greatness to stop the bleeding. Of course, Rocksteady, the company responsible for bringing Sweet Baby Inc. to Warner Brothers Games, continues and is reportedly working on a new Batman title. Please don't. For the love of God, please don't. Please don't. I'd rather they do not do another Batman game. I'd rather they don't. Because what they're gonna do is they're gonna probably end up ruining. They're gonna ruin Batman, dude. Because the people in Rocksteady, the actual people that did the Arkham series, they are gone. They're in another studio right now. I forgot where, but they're in another studio. I would not, these people that are doing now in Rocksteady, I would not even try doing another Batman game. Because if they do that, bro, it will go into ruin. No new releases, no revenue. The company reported a major game releases in 2025, which further amplify the damage. With no new content to offset the previous year's losses, Warner Brothers Games division was left floundering while titles like Hogwarts Legacy and Mortal Kombat 1 continue to generate some revenue. They weren't enough to sustain the division's financial needs. The result, a 48% drop in the quarterly games revenue and 60% decline across the entire studio's segment, with Warner Brothers overall reporting $9 billion in total quarter first revenue, down 9% year over year. Studios shutdowns and executive shakeups. Earlier this year, Warner Brothers shut down the first player game developer of Multiverses. Sorry about that. My throat's killing me. Monolith Productions and Warner Brothers Games San Diego, while removing the head of the gaming division, David Haddad, the decision to close Monolith while Rocksteady remains intact continues to frustrate fans, particularly given the former's history of quality and innovation versus the latter's role in one of the gaming's most costly misfires. Rocksteady is reportedly still in operation and rumored to be developing a new Batman game, though Fans remain skeptical given the studio's handling of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. The optics of shuttering successful studios while allowing the creators of the failed title to press forward has done little to rebuild trust. See, they made games like the Path Forward, Fewer Bits, Bigger Heads. They did Mortal Kombat, Game of Thrones, Harry Potter. But it's like I said, dude. All they're gonna do is ruin it, man. They are going to ruin these games. The company claims that these IPs have each generated over $1 billion in the past consumer sales and hopes to use them as anchors for future projects. However, with a rapidly shrinking stable of internal studios and creative talent, it's unclear how sustainable this strategy will be. A gaming division in freefall, from 200 million Sweet Baby Inc. failure and canceled flagship projects to mass layoffs and unexecutive turnover, the past year has been devastating for Warner Bros. Games. What was once promising arm of the entertainment giant is now a full retreat. Scaling back ambition, shuttering innovation, and struggling to maintain the fan trust. The full damage caused by Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League and its collaborators like Sweet Baby Inc. continues to unfold, but one thing is clear: the cost of chasing trends instead of quality has never been higher. It's like I've said before, man, in all these game studios that have failed to make good entertaining games, if you go woke, you're gonna go broke. I say this now, and I say this again. These companies need to stop letting Sweet Baby Inc. take over. Because if they don't, it will continue. Studios will be continuing to fail. Studios will be continuing to get broke. I mean, look at Ubisoft. Look at Warner Bros. Right now. Look at EA. I'm telling you, man. Guys gotta learn, bro. They gotta learn. Because if they don't, it will ruin them, bro. So that's gonna be it for this video. So I appreciate you guys watching this. So please share this video, post a comment below. Let me know your thoughts about this. You guys let me know what you think. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Thank you for being part of the channel. And I will see you guys until next time. Bye, everyone.